Hello again, YouTube. This is BCRR coming to you with another layout update, and apparently my wife wants to talk to me. So previous video I talked about the new MP36 and being quite light. I have a number of my freight cars out, newer and some older. This is an old Walther's kit I just put together, an Athearn Blue box, and then 6 AccuRails that I purchased recently, DMEs, and that's a cement cylinder hopper. Got that nice and cheap, and I recently saw a Sault Ste. Marie car out here on the west coast, and I thought it might be fun to try and find one of those. And that's a 60-foot Gunderson, and I recently found some EMP container sets from Kato, and that's a newer 3-unit set, and I took out the center bars and put in just some McHenry couplers, fairly light train, so I don't need to have the Katie's on all my cars. One of my also older new pickups is an Athearn Blue box 5-unit intermodal train. One thing you want to do when you're building them is the screws that hold this together, the unit, you don't want to put those too tight or you will actually bend it and your train won't run too well. And unfortunately I bent a couple of them not paying attention. Onto the layout update. In previous video I had talked about adding on to our grain facility tracks, and we've achieved that. We put in a Pico number 7 right hand switch. Just while we're here, if you haven't purchased this yet and you have last year's or the years before or the year before that, don't bother buying the new one. It's the same crap all over again. So yeah, number 7 right hand switch comes around here into a couple more Pico number 5s, and can hold a number of cars there. One of the other updates, Kent found a couple Atlas Bathgon coal porters with loads. They obviously come with the loads to add to his Walther's train. Next layout update is I had talked about taking out the back track and putting in a 3D model, or an actual physical model I should say, for our large grain elevator, and we've done that now. And since we are losing operation, we decided to add in a 2-track boxcar facility. The old boxcars will go straight into a building. And the biggest update itself is we finally built our staging yard. Found a Shinohara Y switch randomly in my stuff. I never purchased one, so I don't know where I got it from. It goes into a 5-track staging yard. 4 of the tracks hold 6 grain cars, so 2 12-car trains, or 4.5 Husky stacks, so 4 Husky stacks. The West Coast Express had initially been planned on being where you see the Kato SD45, which, in case you didn't know, CPRL did own them, but when they purchased them, they renamed them to the SD40-2M. I didn't know this till recently myself. Unfortunately, the engine doesn't fit in with the cars, but that's okay. We can put it on before the train's due to go out. So on the inside track here, the 6th grain car actually sits on the switch, but that's okay. Not a big deal at all, if you ask me. So I talked about the MP36 being quite light, and being worried that it might not be able to pull very many cars, so I have it in front of my freight train. It is currently 13 cars, 3 of them being intermodals, quite heavy metal cars, but all these cars are quite heavy, quite loaded down. So here we go. Long startup process per usual. Need to get a tripod. Oh, that's embarrassing. Stop, please. How do you like that? It happens to the best and worst of us, I suppose. Let's just get it in there. That was... Hey, stuff happens to everyone. This new car has not been adjusted yet, as you can tell. And yeah, just 1 second, but I'll be right back. Bam, just like magic, an SD40-2M shows up. Well, slightly embarrassing, and I guess I should get some video editing software, but I don't have it. We're just going to show you the train operating or being pushed into the staging yard. And one of the other things I forgot to mention is that we did more than just that. We actually added our switch machines finally. Just standard throws. Not all the tracks have them currently, but the Picos with the snap switches, well, maybe not snap, it's the correct word. You don't necessarily need to put them on right away. So we got all of our Atlas switches done. We have a number of them left over, and we will do more of them up. Just we're not in a major hurry right now. I don't know if everyone knows this, but the Kato containers actually have magnets in them. It actually helps keep them together quite nicely. There we go. And reverse. And if you ever get the chance to get the Kato SD45, it's actually quite a nice engine and quite powerful. It's currently my favorite engine that I actually own. Oh, there we go. Don't worry, that little passenger station is not going there. Alright, just a second, folks. Sorry about that again. The missus would not stop phoning or texting. So there we go. So in there we got 24 radius, which is, see, she just won't stop. Even going through the double switches there, everything runs nice and fine and tickety-boo. Makes me quite happy. Oh, popular guy tonight. Alright. So, fortunately, I don't have editing software, so I'm not going to go over there and decouple the cars and then move some more in there. But as you can see, our switchyard works quite well. It fits 2 trains, technically 3, sorry. So we're quite happy with it. Lots more work to be done. Today we picked up our fascia boards, so our fascia is going to be getting done real quick. And then we're going to be moving on to the backdrop, and the backdrop's all going to get painted up sky blue, and then we can start getting our building backdrops on there. And just for fun, it's snowing like hell out here in Surrey, in British Columbia. Who would have known? And go Canada, go for gold for tomorrow morning. Have a good day, YouTube. See you later.